This meeting takes us further along the journey of Project Earthrise as our shared effort towards the broad-ranging positive changes needed in our world today. A strong focus of this meeting is on the dominant worldviews and value systems that underpin so many of our challenges. We're experiencing the devastating effects of lost balance, harmony and alignment, not just by disturbing the balance of nature in extreme ways, but the balance and wise measure in our social ecosystems, with extreme polarisation and growing disparities of all kinds. Equally, we see this taking a toll on personal balance in our physical, emotional and spiritual health, with rising disease, despair and destruction, even at the microecological scale in the microbial systems on which all life depends, including our own. There is an urgent need for efforts towards ecological restoration in every sense. Our agenda will consider these many interconnected dimensions, but we will also go deeper. At our last conference, we concluded that we cannot heal systems on any scale without addressing the worldviews that created and continue to drive these problems. So many of our challenges stem from human attitudes and relationships to each other and to our environment, and even how we see ourselves. And you can see this summarised in the recently published 2020 conference proceedings. This year, we take another ambitious step forward to consider how we can influence the value systems that permeate so much of modern societies. Urgency and necessity are important catalysts for change, and we've recently discussed opportunities for post-traumatic growth following the pandemic in this paper. We also know that change can be accelerated through greater awareness and conscious effort. This means looking beyond the status quo to imagine what we could achieve, even if it seems impossible to us now. The 19th century humanitarians who advocated against physically restraining the mentally ill, many of them women who didn't even have mental illness, were ridiculed as naive utopians. But what seemed impossible has now come to pass. We no longer lobotomise people who don't conform. And there are so many other examples. What seems abhorrent to us now was the norm not that long ago. But it is not enough to merely attack the status quo and old paradigms or become consumed with negativity by focusing only on what is wrong. We must also move the conversation in a more positive, hopeful and constructive direction and give shape to the future by imagining new ways of being. As we explored last year in the Project Earthrise paper, that the best way to change any story is to create new narratives, moving beyond polarising narratives, and do so with collaboration and kindness. In other words, we need to move towards transcendence, beyond mere healing, but to true flourishing in every sense for bodies, minds, spirits, societies, and ecosystems of all kind. Now, to address the question of how, first, connectivity and community are important ways to shift values, and we underestimate the value of gatherings like this to help shift narratives. Creativity and the arts are another critical avenue to shift the focus towards deeper meaning, to consider what we value, and you will see this theme throughout the meeting. This has personal significance to me as well as an artist and a clinician and scientist. My life and my own work became far more meaningful and more fulfilling when I brought these things together, including the joy and creativity of bringing diverse people, perspectives and ideas together, such as in the mosaic of this meeting. But to explain this better, I will share with you some words from Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Chris Hedges in his outstanding new book about his work with maximum security prisons in New Jersey, in which he explained the value of the arts in this extreme setting. He writes, "Art is transcendence, creating the capacity for empathy, especially for those who appear strange, foreign, or different. Art is not about entertainment, or at least solely about entertainment. It goes deeper than that. It's about dealing with what we call the non-rational forces in human life. These forces are not irrational, they are non-rational. They are absolutely essential to being whole as a human being. They are not quantifiable. They cannot be measured empirically, yet they are real, maybe more real than those things we can see and can touch and can count. Grief, beauty, truth, justice, a life of meaning, the struggle with our own mortality, love. These non-rational forces are honoured by the artist. The origins of all religions are fused with art, poetry, music. This is because religion, like art, deals with transcendence, with empathy, with justice, with love. Realities we experience viscerally, but that are often beyond articulation. Religion, like art, allows us to hear and heed the voices of our ancestors. Indeed, just as we heard the voices of our ancestors through Elder Bessa Blondin a few moments ago, a timely and powerful reminder not just to restore balance, but to evolve in wiser ways. So, throughout our meeting, we will turn to voices from cultures who strive to elevate mutualistic values and encourage spirituality in daily life. Which brings us to the importance of deeper self-awareness as an important part of our transcendence. To step back from the surface turmoil and revalue who we are. To feel gratitude for the miracle of our life and for the conscious choice we can make every day to shift our personal worldviews and positively influence others. Finally, if we really want to influence values for the next generations, it is important that we include them and hear their voices. And that is why you will see contributions from children in various forms throughout the meeting. The voices of children are usually neglected in discussions about the future, even though it is their future that we're talking about. Children have a way of reminding us of what is important, and there is much they can teach us. They can remind us about the importance of joyfulness, wonder and awe, the powerful emotions that we all need for our own transcendence. As we look back across the 10 years since we started our network, it is clear that inVIVO has also evolved. From inception, our goal has been to connect diverse perspectives and groups, and each year we have extended that. We began by aiming to think outside the box, and we have progressively dismantled the box altogether. From the outset, we prioritised a strong sense of community and valued creativity and kindness, and this is only growing with so many new relationships and new friends. inVIVO is entering a new and exciting phase as we make our new home at the Nova Institute for Health of People, Places and Planet. So this relationship will create many more opportunities. Through Project Earthrise, together we seek to create a microcosm of everything that we want to see in the world. It is sometimes easier to create something new and different than change rigid structures and systems. Then, once something exists, no matter how small, it can grow, and it can provide a model for others to adopt or adapt. This unique meeting is designed to exemplify and embody all of these values as another important step forward for Project Earthrise. We are so grateful to all of our speakers for sharing their learnings and perspectives ranging from biological mechanisms to community actions. The goal is to continue to promote awareness of the interconnections between health and flourishing on all scales. So for each person joining us, we hope that you will take something meaningful and positive with you, that you feel welcome and part of our community as we continue on this journey together. Thank you so much.